Hi guys, welcome to the first video of the Convert IM series. I'm Naman Gupta. CAT 2017 was my first attempt. I got a 99.54 percentile and secured admission at IM Bangalore. So currently, many of you would be giving your mock test and trying to make it to the top 1 percentile. However, sometimes you spend like 6 to 10 hours of mock analysis and you are not able to see the bump in your percentiles. And you have listened to countless fundas, countless strategies, but you do not know which kind of a strategy would work best for you. So today I've come here to figure with you what are the kind of improvement areas you can work on and then adopt a strategy which will work best to improve you in that particular area. So without further ado, let's get started.
So guys, the first thing we need to understand is our CAT score is based on the three parameters, which are speed, accuracy, and knowledge. So what we'll do is we'll examine the issues we face in each of these sections based on these parameters and then find out what would be the best strategy to improve our score. So now first let's start with the VARC section.
Now, speed is a major issue for many students in the VARC section. You're just not able to attempt the sufficient questions to get your desired score. So here you can have two problems. First, that you have a slow reading speed and you take more than the average time for each RC. You are just not able to reach the end of the section and always find this time crunch where you are fighting the clock to attempt more number of questions. So what I would suggest here is, guys, try to use a fast read approach while reading the RCs. Now, what do I mean by this term called fast read approach? So many people, when they try to read RC, they read it word by word to understand it completely and again go back to it when they solve the questions. So what happens in this is that they tend to waste a lot of time in this. Instead, what you can do is to read it at a speed which is enough to understand the theme of the passage and how the arguments or the facts change with different paras. When you solve the questions is when you go back to the passage and note down the nuances which helps you select the correct answer. And trust me guys, this approach saves a lot of time. I in fact used it during my CAT prep and I saw significant improvement in my VARC score. Additionally, what I would try to suggest is that read the editorial sections of Mint and Hindu as they contain a very broad range of topics and it will help you to interpret faster when you encounter difficult RCs during your mocks. And lastly, try to practice RC sectionals more often and try to build up a sufficient speed. Now the second thing is that the second problem is that you have a good reading speed, but you take a high time in some difficult RCs and you end up attempting less. So this is a classic problem of time management, which is faced by many CAT aspirants. So here what the solution is that you find out the themes which you find difficult to interpret. So for example, it might be philosophy for me or maybe tech-based passages for you. It could be different for different individuals. During the next mock, what you need to do is in the initial 3 minutes in your VRC section, read the first two lines of each RC and figure out the topic or the theme on which it is based. And then attempt all the RCs with the simpler themes which you are comfortable with, and then return to the difficult RCs in the end. So what it does is that it maximizes your attempt at easy questions and keeps your mindset also cool, as you know that you have built up a score bank and you do not need to struggle with the time in the later half of the section. Now coming to accuracy. So majority of the issues with the VARC accuracy is that students get confused between two equally promising answers and pick the wrong one. Or it could be that they are confused between the order of the two sentences in the parajumbles and they pick the wrong order. So what I did was during the mock analysis, I identified all the questions where this kind of a mistake happened. And I tried to figure out the thought process when I was solving it during the mock. So what was I thinking? What made me choose that particular answer in the RC or that particular order in the VA? So here you need to build what is called the author's perspective, where you need to think in the terms of how the author must be thinking. Your thought process should match to that perspective. And you need to discount any assumptions that you make naturally, which you somehow make it naturally and you don't know it. So what I would suggest is practice, try to build up this practice of analyzing it during the mocks, and also practice some RCs from the GMAT book, as they contain similar kind of RC passages which have some confusing options, like two options are really similar, and you can get a good practice by practicing this kind of a material. And for parajumbles, I'll say try to use connectors. So use hints like since, hence, therefore as much as you can to figure out what would be the right order. This actually helps a lot to even speed up your para jumbles solving capability. The last thing is the knowledge part. So this is for the students who find that understanding simpler RCs to be difficult, and they lack the vocabulary which is required in the CAT exam. So here I'll suggest is use the Magoosh app, which gives you flashcards, and you can revise it during your free time, break time, or when you're going to sleep. Just flip through the flashcards, just see that your memory is capturing all the required words and you can remember them. And the other thing is try to read the articles from Mint or TOI to build your speed. And these are normal articles, so try to read the simpler ones first and then move on to the more advanced and complicated ones. So this is how also you can build your knowledge of this section. So guys, let's move to the DILR section. So this is one of the most daunting sections for CAT aspirants, and it is one of the makers or breakers of the CAT paper. So in DILR, when you consider speed, students have a variety of different issues. So some find that they read a difficult set, they're not able to solve it and they lose time. Some panic in the last 15 minutes and they're not able to solve any set during that time. And sometimes what happens in DI, you might spend a lot of time in lengthy competitions and you end up missing out an easy set in that section. But if you observe all these issues, they're all related because the student is unable to pick the right or the easy questions in that section. I too face this problem, and the solution I'm about to tell you will greatly help you in improving your score. So what I did was that in the initial 5 minutes, I just quickly glanced through the entire section and identified easy sets like linear arrangement or some easy DI based sets. And now based on this, I only attempted those sets first, and I would leave the difficult sets for the later half of my sectional time. What this does is that it would optimize my time for the sets that I'm confident of solving, while avoiding wasting any times on any difficult set. The same thing can be applied for DI. So also in DI, if you think you require a lot of computations to figure out the answer, see how close the data points are and how close are your options. If you can use approximations to solve the set and select the closest answer, go for it. But what I would suggest is, if you are new to this, try to do it in the sectionals first using this approximation method, then apply it in your next mock. So now if you see the accuracy, usually people have good accuracy in these sections. They do make some mistakes in computation and DI sets, or they read the constraints wrong, due to which some or all of the answers go wrong and they lose out on some of the marks. So the solution for this is that for improving your computational accuracy, you can devote some time to practice simple match sets from a mobile app or a website. Or what you can do is try to practice exclusive DI sets from your workbook and improving your speed. For LR, what you can do is that once you write down all the constraints, before going to solve them, just spend like 15-20 seconds quickly checking that all your constraints are correct, and then start solving the question. This way you would be sure that you won't choose the incorrect answer, and probably this can improve your accuracy a lot. So there are some times when you are just clueless about how to approach a set. For example, there are some questions on football matches where different teams play against each other and you need to figure out the details from the constraints. So if you have not watched a football match or you don't know anything about football match, it might be difficult to solve a league kind of a set. So solution here is to make a note of all the unique concepts in a revision kind of in a revision copy and practice as many questions related to this. So try to maintain a database where if you can note down all these kind of sets and keep it revising from time to time so that you remember the approach. So this will greatly help you in whenever you see a new kind of set, you will be immediately able to relate it to one of your questions in the database and solve it accordingly to your approach. And this can actually make your DILR score improve. So let's look at the QA section now. This is quite a scoring section for many students, while it could be daunting for some. Let's see the strategies which could be used to maximize your score. So when it comes to speed, people usually have similar two type of issues which we found in the VRC section. First, you are a bit slow in solving the questions. You take like 3 to 4 minutes for every question and you are just unable to reach to the end of the section, and that is the limiting factor for your score. So what I'll suggest is practice more and more intermediate and advanced sectional which are part of your test series. Also, a lot of the questions have a shorter way of reaching the answer. For example, you might have seen a question where there are two vehicles, one is traveling at 10 meter per second, the other is traveling at 5 meter per second, and there's like 400 meters between them. And the question is asked that in how much time will they meet? So there is a simple way of solving where you write down an equation, solve for an x, and then mark the answer. But if you know the concept of relative velocity, you can solve it within 10 seconds. So there are these fastest techniques, and I'll suggest make a note of these techniques in your revision copy and just revise them weekly, and these techniques will be at your fingertips by the end of your preparation period. Also, another thing I'll suggest is try to practice a set of 30 questions mixed in one go and then check your timing. And remember, like for this kind of issue, hard work is the only key here, and you have to practice more and more to get your speed up to the desired level. The other problem with the speed is that you get stuck in some difficult questions. You spend like 5-6 minutes on that, and later you're struggling for time. So the solution here is that find out the topics which are difficult for you. For example, you might find Venn diagram or the geometry problems difficult. So what you need to do is that you need to avoid these questions when you're initially solving through this QA section. Just mark them for review and return to them later if you have the time. What it does is saving your time for the questions you can easily solve and also maximizing your attempts. Now, regarding to accuracy, similar to DI, most people have good accuracy in this section, but you might solve incorrectly due to math error or you read the data wrong. So I'd suggest try to practice maths from an app or a site or a booklet, whichever is comfortable with you, and double check the question before you select the answer. Now guys, the third thing which is the important part is knowledge is one of the key parameters in this section. Unlike the other two, often what happens is that QA has some questions which are not able to solve using the conventional methods. For example, set theory has some questions which require knowledge of Venn diagram to solve them. Similarly, some questions might require the principle of permutations and combinations to solve them, which as a concept might be unknown to you. So what is the solution to this is, what you can do is whenever you come across such a concept, note it down in your revision copy and the method to solve it. Practice the 15 to 20 questions of similar type to improve your confidence in these areas. What I used to do is write down all the new formulas or techniques on a sticky note, and I used to put it in front of my table. And every other night, I would just quickly glance through them, and by the end, I remembered everything in my memory. And another great way to keep yourself updated is to regularly browse the forums or the FB pages of the coaching institutes. So there people often post questions which they are finding it difficult to solve, and some people respond it with a very quick technique to get to the answer, and these help incredibly, and even some of these questions get repeated in the CAT sometimes. So that's a great way to keep yourself updated with these kind of tips and tricks.
So guys, I hope these tips will help you improve your CAT score. Try to find the weak chink in your armor and try these tips first in the self mocks. and then try it in an actual mock. If you like this video, please click the like button, and if you do not want to miss the next video by me, do subscribe to my channel. All the best, work hard and believe in yourself.